So, hi guys. The video by Blizzard on the Diablo channel was released recently, and I want to watch it with you and make my commentaries. It was a surprise, and I'm waiting for the game, and I'll tell you why I'm a bit disappointed. Let's see what they want to show. Let's go straight here.
Sanctuary is the world in which the story of Diablo takes.
Wait, so... Yeah, I see. So it's like the world of Sanctuary. They want to tell us the story of creation, yeah? I hope to see some bright cinematics and maybe some content reveal. Okay. Let's listen to this guy.
Takes place. And it's the battleground for the souls of humanity and the fight between angels and demons.
Sanctuary is a vast world, and there'll always be something new in every area, like hordes of enemies, safe haven towns, resources to gather, events, quests, and more.
We wanted to bring Diablo 4 artistically more back towards like Diablo.
The graphics looks very crisp. Of course, we all seen, you know, the previous videos because the game is made for so long time, but this one is quite high quality, very crisp. I like what they show, but what I want to say, you know, now I want to listen to what they are saying and what they are showing, because, you know, the Blizzard, they took quite mixed decisions for last couple of years, let's say, and knowing what they did to Diablo Immortal mobile, in my opinion, it's unacceptable. So I hope they won't make it the same with Diablo 4. Let's go force.
Diablo 2, the much darker style, it's very macabre.
The artists and designers have had so much fun working on it, and it's just been a joy to create for us.
How would the people of Sanctuary show their world? What kinds of art would they use to describe the world? One of the things we really wanted to do was make the game feel like a painting.
Everything was built by a wonderful group of people who love Diablo as much as you do.
We have 5 unique zones.
Each of the regions has its own kind of flavor, and
Yeah, everything in this is great. Yeah, what they talk, but I would like to see the UI, for example, because, you know, we are quite close to the release. Yeah, in the mid of summer, it's already final release, and they offer people to buy it now and to start playing soon. And why they don't want to reveal actual details, actual gameplay with UI, with menus and so on, before people bought the game? I think this would be fair.
ambient life.
We take a lot of influence from what our concept artists give us, and I know they take a lot of influence from real life.
There's Kyrgyzstan.
Wait, what?
What our concept artists
Regions has its own kind of flavor and ambient life.
we take a lot of influence from what our
That
concept
one is
artists give
nice,
us.
but okay. These buildings on the right, yeah, they look like skyscrapers. I don't know. It took my notice for a moment.
And I know they take a lot of influence from real life.
There's Kyrgyzstan, which is the sort of desert.
It's amazing with its sweeping sand dunes.
Skazglen, which is inspired by Scotland. Fractured Peaks is inspired by the Carpathian Mountains.
The dry steppes is sort of our mountainous desert region, and Hawazar is the swampy region of the south. Whether you're on a mount or on foot, it's a joy to go from one region to the next. Also, the region transitions are really beautiful and stunning.
Okay, so what I like is what I see. They took the style of the locations more not from the Diablo 3, but from the Diablo 2. You know, this the second world in Diablo 2, it was a desert like this one. And for me, it's more close to it. And also the fourth world, if I remember, it was a complete winter location, and it was very nice. So really, if they resurrected like the Diablo 2 vibe, it would be great
To see.
Making sure that it felt sort of geologically true was really important. If you walk from Fractured Peaks into Hawazar, you'll cross all of these waterfalls caused by snowmelt. So
the grass looks really great. Take a look at the grass.
you can actually see the snow melting in Fractured Peaks through waterfalls, entering into Hawazar and entering the large basin that fills Hawazar with all of the swamp water.
We have all the different environments. I mean,
The water is not so impressive though. Look what we see here.
Basin that fills Hawazar with all of the swamp water.
The water looks like it's been made 10 years before.
we have all the different environments in the overworld, and we tried to make sure there was some parity with those in the dungeons. We have dungeons that are flooded, and there's like moss everywhere. It very much fits in with that Skazglen environment. Kyrgyzstan is all desert, so we have dungeons filled with sand. All the dungeons are particularly placed to make sure that they feel like this is a thing that could be in this part of the world.
Do I see like RTX, NVIDIA RTX on? Because here...
All the dungeons are particularly placed to make sure that they feel like this is...
Look on the reflections on the foreground. It looks like RTX.
a thing that could be in this part of the world. It fits here, it belongs here.
We definitely redesigned some of the monsters. For example, the Fallen family has gone through a major redesign to make them feel more grim, a little
These sketches are not so impressive though.
scarier, a little darker, to match the tone of Diablo 4.
Monster families are a way to describe the group of monsters that create a combat experience. A lot of times there'll be brutes and swarmers, melee or casters, and that's the term that we use to sum up the vampires or the drowned or the undead.
And all of them have unique abilities, but they all synchronize together. They bolster each other and improve how they work on the battlefield so that every time you fight a pack of, let's say, goatmen, it's always different.
We wanted to make sure that the monster families all felt like they fit in their environments, and so our creature team did a really good job of making these different versions of them that have adapted to their environment. There's snowy goatmen and Fractured Peaks in some of the colder areas versus lightning goatmen around dry steppes and kind of...
It's detailed. And this goat, for some reason, has a quake sign on its chest. Really?
the more arid areas. Hawazar has a lot of poison spiders.
Each of the regions has its own kind of flavor, and it's pretty exciting to discover.
We have some really cool new snake men, the Nangar.
You know what I'd like to see? They show the creators team. It's great, but what I'd like to see, to see them, for example, with swords, in armor or like this, on to feel what they're talking, like they're really inspired with this theme. Maybe some kind of cosplay, I don't know. Like, it would be a great presentation, I think. I guess they'll come to this point somewhere, sometimes.
of flavor, and it's pretty exciting to discover.
We have some really cool new snake men, the Nangari. We've seen snake men in Diablo before, but these guys are just really twisted amalgamations of multiple snake heads, even human body parts. We have skeletons, we have undead, we have ghosts, all the things that you would expect to find from a Diablo game.
Spiders have been around in Diablo forever, but the spider host was a cool new twist.
It's a giant spider that attaches to a
Guys, what I've seen is like they have the co-op mode, yeah? You can excuse me because I'll say I didn't follow for features in the news about Diablo 4 recently. So I'm like watching this, let's say, from scratch. So I hope they'll pack the multiplayer, the co-op bosses just from the start of the game. Of course, I'm more interested if they've shown the actual PvP, if they will have it. Arenas or what. It's like more pointed for me, but...
We have ghosts, all the things that you would expect to find from a Diablo game.
Spiders have been around in Diablo forever, but the spider host was a cool new twist.
It's a giant spider that attaches to a corpse and then puppets it at you. And when you kill it, it explodes with tons of baby spiders. And then those little spiders come after you. And I feel slightly guilty about traumatizing a lot of people with it.
We also have wildlife, deer, snakes, bugs, dogs. You can pet the dogs, by the way.
So many people asked to pet the dog. It was actually a lot of hard work to figure out how to pet that dang dog.
Wait, do we give a fuck on critters and petting the dogs? I'm really not. I don't know for you.
You have so many activities that you might run into. It could be a stronghold, it could be side quests. You might have key dungeons to
I hope we never come to the point where we have to furnishing our house in Diablo and back and forth.
do. There could be bounties to pick up. You might encounter a world boss. You might encounter an invasion event of some kind.
We have much longer, sort of narrative-heavy side quests, and we have some shorter side quests, so you never feel like you're always doing the same thing. The pacing is always a little bit different. One of the things that I really loved about our announcement was the By 3 They Come cinematic. I was
Wait.
different. One of the things that I really loved about our announcement
This guy on the right. Is this Drake? Is this a guy from is this a guy from Last of Us?
was the By 3 They Come cinematic. I was able to build a quest where you actually get to go to those places. You get to go to the town. You get to go inside the chapel. And I work with some incredible dungeon designers to build the dungeon from the cinematic. You're gonna get to go across the bridge that you saw to the actual room where Lilith was summoned. I don't want to spoil too much, but I'm super excited to have players see it.
Sometimes it's kind of nice to just walk.
Yeah, it's kind of nice if you play this for the first time, but when you start grinding, it doesn't matter actually.
Places, because that's a lot of the times when you see these little events.
You might find a demonic altar that you need to feed your blood to summon demons to then defeat for all of their loot. You might find a ghost child who's trying to find the remains of their parents, and you have to protect them. We have strongholds, which are a sort of large area that you can enter, and it has its own story, its own setup, its own sort of art that sort of tells a very specific story about this location, and those stay unlocked permanently once you've beaten back the darkness.
We did a lot of figuring out the balance between like how much space do we need for players to play through these dungeons versus how much space do we need to make them look cool. My favorite is this one called Endless Gates. It's got these teleporters.
Look, I think these guys have to know to the moment. We like big places. We like big dungeons. We love the large spacey rooms, you know, big columns, crazy views, you know. we we don't like the narrow corridors. Like remember Dark Souls, for example. Which locations did you like more? When you follow the narrow corridor with when everything is dark, with you know, with oh wait, with walls covered with textures, color of you don't know what, some kind of shit. No, we don't like that. We like big places and big dynamics to cover all the space with our actions.
And these teleporters actually take you to other dungeons. So you'll end up in a cave, a crypt, or one of the ancients. And every time you go in, it's designed to change.
And there's dozens of villages and towns that you will run into.
The cities and towns are designed to be hubs. They're havens. They're places where you can find other players. They're good places to do all of your usual inventory management.
Each region has its main city that you can get lots of side quests and lots of activities.
Yeah, this is what they already done in Diablo Immortal. But does it make the game better? No. Because the main, you know, the main, like the main feature, like of the city. Yeah, this is a hub. This is a hub where you can do all your stuff. You can manage your items and trade and to different locations from this hub. Yeah, sure. But in Diablo Immortal, for example, they made the city very big and complicated from the start. Let's say it had lots of squares, lots of streets. So, but actually, we had only, let's say, 3 places if we grind that we will visit all the time. And when you play for a while, so you notice that you're just wasting your time running through this big city. Why not placing everything, all the NPCs in a more smaller space? Why you know, why to drop them randomly all over a big, you know, uninteresting, boring city? That was a mistake in Diablo Immortal. It was not the biggest mistake in Diablo Immortal, not close to that, but it was useless and inconvenient. So cities have to be small, logical, very logically organized. They have to be ergonomical. They have to serve the goal that players don't have to waste their time to just running inside the city and repeat it thousands of times. Believe me, guys who play these games a lot, okay, I think you understand.
We've really crafted the world to feel like there's always something just around the corner to find. In Diablo 4, you actually get to walk Sanctuary.
It's a massive place that you can seamlessly explore with no loading in between zones, which is something brand new.
It's a very immersive experience.
What I love about it is that you can go in a direction.
Great, nice. Where is the mount? Why I don't see the mount to this point? All the games, they already made mounts. Why they say this explicitly, that you just have to walk a lot? You have it will be a lot of running in Sanctuary. Why do they say that?
And you might be searching for a particular quest or an item, and you'll come across a stronghold that you haven't explored before. You'll come across dungeons that have legendary affixes, or you might discover a side quest that you didn't even know about that fills in some bit of lore that you actually were interested in. There's any number of things that can happen along the road to your destination, and that's what I love about having this fast-paced.
There are tons of different types of events in the world. It's been created to feel full of things to encounter, full of secrets to discover, full of characters to interact with, full of stories to find. We have these altars to Lilith that if you can find them, they will give you a permanent buff to all of your characters across the game. There are tons of them hidden everywhere.
Will this world have a lot of other players that we can cross, we can interact, and we can cooperate? I hope yes, but they didn't mention it.
We also have these massive world bosses that are so big the camera actually has to pull out even further, and you're gonna have an opportunity to fight these bosses with your friends or with strangers to take down these huge world bosses.
And the team has done just an incredible job making Sanctuary a world worth exploring and a world worth investing yourself in.
All right. So it was like from the art team side perspective, not so much about the actual gameplay, and let's say I won't be interested to see real in-game UI and menus, interactions, their shop actually. What exactly will they selling? They will sell before buying or pre-ordering the game. This is what I see. So early access 17th, 19th of March, yeah. And open beta 21st, 26th. So in a month, guys, we are so close. But still, I want to see more reveals. And let's come to a quite frustrating point for some of you. I looked to their landing page, their site. Yeah, everything is great. So let's move to actual Battle.net client, yeah? Because let's check how we can pre-order it and the prices. And here we can see a very disappointing thing for everyone owning a Mac. Not available on macOS. Guys, tell me why such a guys like Blizzard, who originally adapted and supported all their main titles on macOS and also released a support for Mac M1, M2 chips, new M architecture, which is great, which is performance, which is great for gaming, which is a new, really nice market, as I see it, but they decide just to ignore it. And maybe I should come to this point at the end of the video, because you know, not much of you are owners of Macs, so let's check the prices quickly. One moment, I'll show them. I have in Battle.net I have my local prices, so they're not interesting for you. And the prices for different bundles for pre-order are the following. So the standard edition price is $70, and for the pre-ordering, you'll get the access to open beta. That is starting 17th of March and ending 19th. So you will be able to play this 3 days and, you know, to tickle all your friends who won't be able to do this. Mount. Wait, mount in Diablo 4. Okay. Inerius Wings. Marlock Pet in Diablo 3. We don't want that. Mount is great. Light Barrier. Nice amalgam of range mount in World of Warcraft. This one is interesting. Umberwing Darkness cosmetic set in Diablo Immortal. Digital copy of Diablo 4 game. So this is, just forget it. You don't want that shit. And the second option, it's play plus 20 bucks, and you will get what you will get more than the standard one. Battle Pass, Premium Battle Pass for Diablo 4. Yeah, as I said, guys, I'm not into details with Diablo 4. I wasn't in details on it, but that is very sad that we'll have some premium seasonal battle passes. Alright. Hellborn Kerpesi mount armor on Diablo 4. Why the hell we'll get the armor? I hope this is just cosmetics. Temptation mount in Diablo 4. Wait, what mount do we have in the first set? So we have the different mount. So what is the point of giving light bearer mount? Yeah, so everything is fine. So here you'll get 2 mounts. And everything else is just the same as the standard price. And the ultimate edition is $100. It's quite much, in my opinion. So what you get: 4 days early access, accelerated seasonal, what the fuck, accelerated seasonal battle pass unlock, which includes the premium seasonal battle pass. So we like having the regular battle pass and then premium battle pass on top of that, and the accelerated battle pass on top of that, and the ability to skip tires. Yeah, it already smells what? Yeah, we know what, but it smells Diablo Immortal. Yeah, you've got it right. Wings of the Creator, Hellborn Kerpesi mount, Temptation mount, everything else is the same. You just get some kind of boost, generally. So I'll say I don't like this one. I don't like this one. And that is gross. Alright, so for not Mac owners, that is it. Thank you for watching. And for Mac owners, I'll continue my thought about what is frustrating, that Diablo 4 won't be supported on our favorite platform. Yeah, we all know it's not for gaming, but hardware-wise, it's very nice for gaming starting from 2020, because M1, M2 chips, they are really great. They are power efficient, they are performant in graphics. They are really great for gaming, especially gaming on the go. Why did they do this? I think because they only want to, to bother themselves with tasks that earn big amount of money. That's why Diablo Immortal was also not supported on Macs. But I don't regret that, because the game is, just trash made to suck money from your wallet. So I don't care. But Diablo 4, that we are all waiting, and all fags and all the lovers of the Diablo series, is just very disappointing. And also that is a bad sign just regarding the quality of the game. Because if we go to the games section, yes, and we choose all the games, and here on Macs we can pick the section with macOS. On macOS section we see all the games on Battle.net that we can run on Macs. And all these games, these are original, high quality games made by Blizzard. 100% AAA games that are not made just for sucking money out of players. They are made as pieces of art of which they can be proud of. Yeah, the Blizzard guys. All these games, all that we see here, they can be proud of these games. But what are the rest of the games? The rest of the games are just, a bit mixed. Not kind of the same quality. Not kind of the same Blizzard classical vibe. I don't want to say everything up here is bad except these ones. No, let's say Overwatch is nice, yeah. And but as a standard of quality of the game in general, it was is appearing in also supported on macOS. And we have Diablo 3 here, but we don't have Diablo 4. And I hope that it would be not a bad sign for a game in a whole, and I hope they will fix it as soon as possible. I thank you for watching, and what can I say? Good luck, and be patient to what you're buying and what are you playing. Don't follow the trends. Bye bye.